live.
All right, what's up, everybody? Hey, the second most important thing in Denver today is that we're coming into tornado season, but you know what? Torpedo season is already here. I don't know if you guys have heard about the torpedo bats.
Oh, I saw the torpedo bat actually yesterday.
What's a
Dude,
torpedo bat?
okay, the torpedo bats, the New York Yankees have redesigned the baseball bat. They basically put more meat of the barrel or more meat of the wood in the barrel. And I think the opening day they had 8 or 9 home runs.
I actually saw that. Yes, I thought you were talking about like the animal, the bat for a second. But yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, they put up like 21 runs or something. It was like,
Dude, if the Yankees couldn't get more annoying, just to enter the season, I mean, they already have a tiny little like field. I don't know if you've been to the new Yankee Stadium.
mm,
It's god awful. I mean, it's like, it's a beautiful brand new stadium. It's a couple years old, but I went there and it's just like it's the most gigantic billboard I've ever seen. It's like watching a game on top of a billboard. Plus, it's a tiny little field. So like
Hmm.
the Yankees are already stacking up every advantage they possibly can. Now they got the torpedo bats to start the season in just the most irritating way ever.
they have 32 runs in their last two games. That's pretty. That's like video game stats.
I thought that it was just the one guy that they were having use the bat, but everyone's using it.
I think 3 or 4 guys are, you know,
Mm.
like, does Aaron Judge need the torpedo bat? I mean, that guy's like Hulk. He's already, what is he, 8 feet tall, something like that? Something insane.
He has like two PED tests by the league a week.
He's got the good PEDs, man.
Hmm.
The
Oh,
natural
I don't
ones.
know. I struggle to like, it's always this time of year, the transgressions of the Rockies. I've forgotten and forgiven, you know. I'm not done being a Padres fan, Troy. I've learned my lesson. The Rockies. I'm like, maybe the Rockies put it together this year. No, I'm like, no, no, no. We're gonna do a season as a Padres fan. But man, the torpedo bats, we got to go right into that with the Yankees just coming out being super irritating. I don't know. You can't not love the Yankees. It's a proud franchise, but still, come on, guys. So it'll be interesting to see if like the other teams then quickly move to get the torpedo bats. Now, if it is a significant advantage, then I hope everybody does. There's nothing better than going to a ball game and there's like multiple home runs. But why does it got to be the Yankees?
Yeah.
That's wild.
The first most important thing this week is that baseball season is here. I'm stoked for it. I can't wait for baseball this year. I'm contemplating getting the MLB package. If someone wants to go halvesies and split the subscription, I might be interested in that. So,
Mm.
I want to watch a lot of baseball this year.
How much?
We still got like a good 9 months of NBA finals to go, but like this is good baseball year. I'm just like I really love where the league is at right now, particularly with the drip. Like the the amount of carats in the necklaces these days is unbelievable. I mean,
Oh
they
yeah.
got dudes with like 2-inch Cuban link chains completely encrusted in diamonds underneath their undershirt, It's like, dang,
Hmm.
it's amazing.
Pretty sick. How much is the MLB package? Do you know for the
I'm
year?
not sure. It's unbelievably expensive. I want to say it's like $100 a month.
Per
Jeez.
month?
I think so. Let me double check that.
I thought maybe 100 for the season.
Let me see this. Okay, here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Does it tell me?
Mm.
This isn't showing me cost. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, it says allows you to watch every out of market game. Cost 149 or 29 per month. Okay, so it's 150 for the season or $30 a month.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
So 82 games, you're paying what, almost $2 a game if you watch every single one of your favorite team's games. So
Yeah.
that is pricey, actually, if you think about it.
I mean, it's not cheap,
No.
you
Yeah.
know?
Man.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm stoked it's here. In events, there's a bunch of opening day Rocky stuff coming up this week, which is really exciting. And maybe this just dovetails perfectly into what you're talking about, Troy. I see right here. Baseball season is underway. You excited as me?
Yep. Baseball season just kicked off. The Padres actually are 5-0 to start the season.
Hot dog.
But you know what? The Dodgers are 6-0. So we're always chasing them. So yeah, I agree. I like where baseball's at right now. It's just fun. Also, it's a great sport just to like throw on when you're not fully locked in and paying attention. Like it's just kind of soothing background with, the kind of low monotone, slow cadence of the announcers, the occasional crack of the bat. Like it's just a good thing to like throw on while you're, doing something around the house or fall asleep in front of. It's a good sport to have on the TV for sure.
Totally agree. Totally agree. How'd you guys do with the your Final Four brackets?
I forgot to check, honestly.
I
I
did
don't know.
not have one this year around, so
I did not check.
To your point last week, Troy, no upsets. It's like the Elite Eight were all first and second seeds.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
the Final Four is all four first seeds. Florida, Auburn, Houston, Duke.
It's the chalk this year.
Yeah.
I 39% accuracy. That's not very good. I don't think.
I don't know. It means a lot of casuals are really happy and getting excited about March Madness. If they're like, well, they're number one, they're going to win.
Mm-hmm.
They just killed it.
Ryan, you had 15% accuracy.
15?
Yeah. Katie's at 81.
God dang.
That's remarkable. She's like more than double anyone else. Wow.
15% accuracy. Well, I picked Mizzou to win the whole thing, and they were out in the first round.
There you go.
Depressing.
There you go.
I feel bad for the people who tried the bet on every underdog technique this year.
That is going to clean your bank account quickly.
Yeah. But other years, it's been pretty profitable because you get those big upsets that pay off big.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
I'm sure people bet all the favorites this year and cleaned up.
Yeah. I mean, betting college basketball is probably one of the most like stressful things you can do because it literally comes down to the last 10 seconds virtually every game. There's like 6 to 10 controversial calls, plays, wild shots, freak things. Like that's just college basketball. So
Totally. So fun. So yeah, the Saturday at 4:00, 4 and 7, it looks like are the games for the semifinals.
Nice.
Sick.
Yeah. Next hot news item in the sports world: NBA playoffs start in exactly 2 weeks from today, so April 15th.
Let's go.
Playoffs tip off, so 2 more weeks. We're on the home stretch. Only a few more games left in the season. Keep an eye on the Western standings. East is pretty locked up. Western standings, a lot can change in the next 2 weeks. So
yeah,
keep an eye on that.
Lakers won a great one against Houston yesterday. I don't know if you saw that, Troy.
I did.
It was a good game.
I did see that. The Warriors can jump up to the 5 seed. They play the Grizzlies tonight. They can jump up to the 5 seed. There's just a whole bunch of possibilities as far as terms of outcomes with these teams. So
totally.
We will be watching over the next week or two. And then I wanted to get your opinion on this. Netflix just announced they signed a deal for an NFL triple header on Christmas Day. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I was feeling like the fatigue of football this last holiday season. Like it felt like it was a bit much. Like it was every day. They would have games. They would have a Friday game, like 2-3 games Saturday. This is specifically around Christmas. The full Sunday slate, Monday Night Football, Then they would do 2 games on Wednesday, which was Christmas. Then Thursday night football. Then they had a game on Friday. Then they had a game on Saturday. Then like it was like every day, and it was like there's something special about waiting the whole week for Sunday, you know? And I feel
Yeah.
like they're kind of just it's like overkill with the constant games and triple header on Christmas. Like, I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
I'm conflicted because on one side, and like, dude, that sounds like heaven. But also, why are they doing that to the NBA? The NBA is Christmas Day, in my
They're
opinion.
Yeah. And like NFL has Thanksgiving,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Like you got Thanksgiving and everything else. Into your point, Troy. Yeah, we got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, pretty much locked up through the whole year.
Hmm.
Like, what's the
Mm.
details on? I can't get through the paywall. What? How much are they paying for that?
I don't know. I didn't see. Oh,
I mean, the one thing is too is like I'm not mad at like Netflix getting into sports. You know, it's like if they're gonna charge for it, just put it on the service I already charge or I already subscribe to.
It should be
You
it.
know,
Yeah. I mean, that's what they do. I don't think you
yeah,
have to pay any extra if you're already a subscriber.
yeah,
it's just yeah. I'm not sure. I don't know if the details of the like how much they paid for the deal is out there, but I'm sure not cheap. Yeah, but
yeah.
I don't
It's got
know.
to be astronomical.
The one Christmas Day game is cool, but I don't know. 3 feels like a bit much to me personally.
Troy, I agree, man. It's a little bit overkill.
Mm-hmm.
Calm down, NFL. We know they want an 18-game season too.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Like it takes away from the specialness of it, of waiting till Sunday, you know, and then or after Monday, you know, day at work, like looking forward to watching a game during dinner. Like, I don't know.
yeah. I mean, 3 games. When do they start? 9 a.m. Be like, get away from the Christmas tree. Dad's watching
Yeah.
football.
Fathers can't even spend times with their family anymore.
They should just
For
put
sure.
them all
Tennessee
on at the
Titans
same
are
time.
playing.
Yeah.
If it was 3 games at the same time, that wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And they had like a little Netflix red zone type deal.
That'd be cool. It wouldn't take up so much time.
Yeah, exactly. You just got to lock in for 2 hours and then you're good.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Troy.
Yeah.
All right, Tom. How's the snow, buddy?
We got a big April dump coming through. That's for sure.
Nice.
Where are we? Hold on. I accidentally just ended up in the wrong section. Here we go. Now through Friday, I'm giving high-end numbers here. Okay. So this is like, looking at the map, this is the absolute most that could probably happen. So probably give or take a couple inches on the downside here is what we might actually see. But Steamboat 7 to 11, Loveland, A Basin, and Keystone. Also, by the way, last weekend that everything is still open. Stuff's gonna start shutting down after this week. Loveland, A Basin, Keystone 8 to 14 inches. Vale, Copper, Breck 6 to 10 inches. Winter Park, high end 18 to 24 inches.
Crazy.
Now through Friday. So there's a big storm. I mean, looking at the mountains, it's just straight clouds. You know that it's just going to be slowly coming down now through Friday, accumulating to that amount on the very, very high end. You know, Winter Park has like a little section out there that has the red zone between 18 and 24 inches, but I think probably be closer to, 9 to 12 inches at the actual resort. But yeah, it's snowing. This is what always happens. All these resorts are closing down, but then there's still powder days to be had. It's crazy.
It's totally crazy. Well, and now's the time to go because,
People have given
everybody's
up.
like,
yeah,
everybody's put away their skis. They all getting the mountain bikes out.
They've given up
So-
for the season already. There's always less traffic around this time, so
Totally.
yeah.
Now's the weekend. God dang, Winter Park.
Yeah, that's insane. But yeah, I think on resort numbers probably closer to like a foot there instead of 2 feet, but still wild.
So fun. Nice, man.
Big
All right, I'm gonna rip
revenue.
through some news here and see if our guest comes in. I want to start with is going to tie into like my highlight of the week as well. So Denver scraps. No, I'm sorry, that was not it. This is the Zunai one. Zunai power plant's historic future remains in limbo. Okay, so for anybody who's drove down I-25, you're going southbound. You go past the stadium, and then to the right across from the Platte, you'll see that old power plant, and they've had scaffolding on it. They've been doing a bunch of stuff on it. It's littered with graffiti, kind of an eyesore. Well, there was a development plan underway that wanted to turn it into a food hall, which I was like, well, food halls are cool, but man, that thing is ugly. Like, you would have to like really do something cool. So now they're saying it's probably not going to be able to do it because you got to remediate against God knows what they were burning in there for 100 years, plus it's a $7.5 million price tag, which I'm not sure what the acreage is. I mean, it's prime real estate right there in downtown Denver, or just west of downtown Denver. So they're anticipating there's probably another 15 to 20 million just to clean it up enough to put a food hall in there. And we know Denver has a supreme appetite for food halls, so it could happen. Now, they employed the Denver legend Danny Newman. And we've talked about this guy before because he was the guy who bought my brother's bar, and he bought the Mercury Cafe and just basically kept them intact. I think he purchased Lanny's Clock Tower Cabaret, or has a stake in that. And so he was involved in trying to figure it out. So if anybody's going to do it, it's this guy. Anyway, anecdotally, I met Danny Newman last week, which was unbelievable. I didn't even know it was him until I left. So there was this I got this clandestine like invitation to a Vibe Code meetup in Denver. Somebody was like, "Hey man, you should go check this out." I was like, "All right." It was over by Sloan's Lake, so I just rode my bike down there at this really cool coffee shop that Danny owns called Moonflower. That was like a food truck park until City of Denver clamped down on it. Now it's this really cool coffee shop that was converted from an old gas station. So anyway, I get to this vibe coding meetup, super cool. It's like a dozen or so people there, and we're all just looking at each other like, dude, what are you building? And just like building stuff and hanging out. So anyway, I'm talking to Danny, and he was talking about making all these tracks for like a 4-year-old disco. He throws raves for like toddlers. And so he was playing these tracks. He'd do like custom tracks, like, "Oh, Johnny," and it's like EDM song. And I was like, what are you doing? He's like, "Oh yeah, once a month we'll get like 5 or 6 kids to do birthday parties, and we'll throw a rave for them." So every single one of his projects, I was like, dude, you're just doing like the coolest stuff ever, So I go home and look him on Twitter, and I was like, oh my God, this guy doesn't even know I'm his biggest fan. So it was super cool. And, he's also got this other group that I want to talk about. Now, this is a delicate situation for me, and maybe you guys can relate in a male relationship. Like, I'm a big fan of this guy. I want to be best friends immediately. So I have to kind of hold myself back and be like, oh, yeah, that's cool, man. Whatever. What else are you working on? Because he's got all these cool projects. So one of his things is Invisible City. And if you go to invisiblecity.com/experiences, this is a membership site for like super underground type stuff. You got to apply to be a member. It's super welcoming and inclusive for folks, but you got to like to party and got to like to do cool stuff. But his events in April are awesome. There's like an artist playground. There's that looks like it happens on a weekly event. There's a Mars and Friends DJ event. There's a resonant medicine experience that sounds really interesting. And then in true Denver fashion, like the true legend he is, he's got a yoga plus. Nice. And it's called Zen Pretzel, and it's a yoga meets Twister.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Pretzel. Yeah, I've DJ'd at the Invisible City location before. Been working on discussing maybe another event there as well, but they have a really cool space at Invisible City. but it seems like these events going on here are at other locations.
Yeah.
Got Lammer Lounge, we have Banshee House, but yeah, no, it's a cool group over there. I know the owner of Invisible City, Paul. He's a cool guy.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
the power plant's 122 years old. That's crazy. I don't know why something about eating in an old power plant just feels like off to me.
Yeah.
Like, like is this are we clear in here? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. What was in those smokestacks 120 years ago?
Yeah, exactly. Like where I'm consuming food. I don't know about that.
Yeah. The industrial era was weird too. I mean, it's like humans have always lived by rivers. So if you got Confluence Park, the confluence of the Platte and the Cherry Creek River in Denver, where REI is there, I mean, people have been there probably 10,000 years, because it's like that's the big river before you want to go into like, the Western Slope. So people have always been there, but they built, I think that building for the REI was like the original like changing station for like the railroad. And then just a mile down the river you have the power plant. It's like the industrial area immediately went to the rivers and just put the most toxic, horrible thing that you could imagine right on it. And like Skid Row, pops up all over the cities on the river. So it's interesting now we're getting kind of this do-over where people are like taking all this old shell of the industrial era and either figuring out what's something to do with it. I mean, I guess a food hall is cool, but it's like, dude, why don't you just like level it and then build something else so it doesn't have to look like some like weird pre-Gothic, you know, derelict looking power plant. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the power plant like aesthetic could be kind of cool, I guess. Like some cool pipes and old looking, I don't know, pieces of like machinery. But it's just like the thought, the health thought that comes into it for me.
Yeah. Yeah, the seasoning going
Yeah,
into the food hall.
seasoning. There you go.
But I tell you what, man, you bring Danny into that project. I don't know, man. I was really stoked to meet that guy. It seems like it's just an inspiration of somebody who's like just in the world, like, what kind of cool stuff can I do? You know, like
Nice.
what's something cool that can come into the world? I never really looked at business ventures like that of like, what's just something fun that should exist, you know?
Hmm.
He was telling me he was researching and I'm not blowing up his spot, but he was researching this company that is doing 10 million annual revenue. And what they do is they just have like big like farm machines and like construction machines that are kind of decommissioned and they're
Hmm.
just chilling and you can bring your kids to them and just be like, check it out, you know,
Hmm.
if you've ever had like a 5-year-old son, dude, those trucks are a big deal. That's
Yeah.
a big attraction.
Big
So, this guy, he's just
trucks.
doing awesome stuff. I'm gonna kind of mosey up to him, real cool and nice. But we'll see if we can get him on the podcast for an interview. See what he's up to because he's always up to cool stuff.
Cool.
Nice.
That would be awesome.
Nice. All right. What else do we got? Boom, 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 boom. DU Pioneers are going to the Frozen Four. Shout out to the DU Pioneers. Um, Denver street sweeping begins April 1st. Everybody, we've all had that $50 ticket, so keep an eye out for that.
Hmm.
We've got the boom, boom, boom. Oh, okay. Frank Azar. Shout out to Frank Azar, the strong arm, a Denver
Yep.
institution, but apparently he's got problems. And you know
Oh,
what? We'll leave a cliffhanger because our guest is here. We'll come back to
commission
the news,
disputes.
or people, you can check this out, realgooddenver.com, subscribe to the newsletter, and we'll fill you in on that news. So let's let our guest in now.
Okay.
All right. Fresh Sam, how are you?
Fresh
Hey,
Sam.
I'm going great. How are you guys?
Doing
We
good.
are
You're on
chilling.
live. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, it's an absolute
Awesome.
pleasure. So, we would love to hear what you're working on. I mean, we looked at your website. It looks absolutely extraordinary. It seems like you're a woman of many talents. Talk to us about your projects and kind of what you're doing around Denver.
I would love to. I'm actually in the lab right now working on one of my biggest outfits ever. I'll show you guys.
Oh
Working on
yeah.
an outfit for Coachella.
All
Uh,
right.
it's gonna be on the Heineken stage, so I've got it inspired by Heineken.
Nice.
Amazing.
Cool, cool. That's awesome. So this is a custom design for an artist who's performing there?
Yes. Yeah, Amani from the Far Side is performing. They're headlining one of the nights for Heineken stage, and so making him a custom outfit. It's actually a lamb leather jumpsuit.
Very cool.
I gotta
Awesome.
tell you, I was in doing a road trip with my kids, and we were going over top three rappers, top three rap groups, and my number, I think it was number two, was the Far Side. That is like,
Okay.
that's so cool. How did you get affiliated with them?
Yeah, I got hired in 2022 to style their, you probably know since you're a fan that they were get split up for like 30 years. They got back together in 2022 and they were here in Denver, ironically, on a podcast. And their manager was like, "Hey, we're looking for a stylist," and it's just like very divine how this happened because they've never even had a stylist in their whole career. So the fact that they were looking for one, mentioned it on the podcast, and my friend that was interviewing them was like, "We actually have a stylist that's from Denver, but she currently lives in LA, and she would be the perfect person." And they hit me up, and the rest is history. I've been touring and working with them for the last 3 years.
Sweet.
It's
That is
awesome.
awesome. How do you
So
sorry,
go
Ryan.
ahead, Tom. I'm sorry.
How do you feel, Sam, about being a stylist based in Denver? Like, do you think that a lot of opportunities tend to come through here? Like, what was your decision behind, um, you know, creating your home base here? Are you from Denver?
Yeah, born and raised in Denver. It's actually very funny. I've been asking myself the same question. I was really booked and busy in LA. I was able to make a lot of great things happen for my career in LA.
Hmm.
Moved there in 2020 or 2015. Um, I lived there for like off and on for 8 years. I had a lot of crazy things happen within my family. Like my mom got breast cancer and my
Mm.
dad like had some accidents and stuff where I would have to move back to Denver. This last in 2022, I moved back for some health thing reasons and just tried to, work my way, not work my way up, but like work within the industry of Denver. And I've found that there really isn't one in the fashion world, right? And so I've been
Hmm.
trying to, which gave me a new passion. I'm like, okay, well, if it doesn't exist, well, let's create it, and um, yeah, kind of seeing how there's holes and gaps and how we can solve them. And um, right when I was like, okay, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe this job is way bigger than I can even tackle on my own or even with the group of people I've worked with. The Far Side called me and they're like, "Hey, we have a world tour. You want to come on board?" And so I'm getting ready to gear up to leave for the rest of the year. And during that time, my goal is to really kind of I'll have time to figure out maybe more solutions within that because I find there's a big disconnect and just not a lot of opportunities for fashion designers or wardrobe stylists here in Denver. And
Hmm.
I think the problem is way bigger than I could even explain in in a little bit of time.
Definitely. No, I understand what you're saying. Like, I feel like other cities maybe have more of a fashion industry and a market for it that Denver might be lacking right now. But also, I feel like so many fashion forward people, including artists, business people, come through Denver so much. So they might be looking for something here as well. And it's cool to see that you're working on expanding that.
Yeah, I definitely hope to be the go-to person, here in Denver for custom pieces, for wardrobe styling. And I would love to see Denver expand with, new stores. I know we're seeing more stores pop up. Um, we've got Division West. We've got a couple new stores popping up within the streetwear culture. But
Hmm.
yeah, I would love to see that expand. Would love to see us get some like showrooms, which is what I utilized a lot in LA. And what that is like I would be able to go, if I'm styling a person for a red carpet, I could go to a showroom and pull some pieces for that in particular, and that doesn't currently exist in Denver. So, we'd love to see some expansion for sure. For sure.
Okay,
You
cool.
know, it seems like South Broadway has always been kind of like the location for kind of a Denver style, where, there's obviously a couple of like categories that Denver's probably most known for, whether that's country western or it's like kind of the gorp core of just people that wear Cotopaxi and Patagonia everything. But South Denver, because I'm from Denver too, it has always been a spot that kind of emulates like a true Denver culture. Like what are some of the elements to you, and what are the inspirations of like a Denver's kind of fashion?
I think you touched on it with the Patagonia, North Face. I think that is Denver, Denver's fashion and more casual. I've noticed we're a very casual state, wear a t-shirt anywhere, and it's actually caused me to like be way more casual in my day-to-day wear. I'm like, oh, I don't need to wear a bright green suit, today we can just wear some sweatpants. And so I'm actually I don't know if there's an identifiable style, but I would say like just in a whole casual, right? And that's okay. And Colorado's just a casual city, which is kind of nice, coming from a place like LA where I felt like I had to always be on point with my wardrobe because it's kind of I'm a walking billboard for what I do. It's nice to sometimes be casual and like go out in sweats and not be an issue or even like looked down upon.
I totally feel that. I live in LA. I live in Silver Lake, and like,
Okay.
yeah, like I'll go to the store across the street, like, the grocery store or whatever, and like if it's like I'm chilling at home late night, I just want to go in like my sweats or t-shirt and like walk down there, but it's like Sunset Boulevard, and if you're walking around like that, you definitely get like some looks for sure.
Dang.
Definitely. It's like the streets are the runway.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, fashion's very top of mind.
But Silver Lake is a beautiful, beautiful spot. And I hope you're enjoying it.
I love it here. Yeah, it's so nice. It's like tucked away just enough out of the city where it's like kind of suburban, but you still got the nightlife and the shops, and it's like it's a great mix of everything, I think.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell us a
It's
little bit
awesome.
about your business. I know obviously you're doing couture, kind of like one-off fashion, high fashion designs for the Far Side and for performers and things like that. But how can we utilize your services? What kind of stuff do you do?
Yeah. So, one of the things I'm really trying to break into while I'm here in Denver is serve everyday people. I want to be able to take what I've learned for the last 13 years and one of my biggest passions is uplifting people through wardrobe. So, a lot of times people think, I just style celebrities or I just work with people at whatever they think, and that's not the case. I style moms, I style entrepreneurs, I style podcast owners. I style anybody because it's my way. It's like my superpower and my 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 weapon of choice is wardrobe. And I love to empower people through the way they can see themselves in something new and maybe something they've never worn before or how they've worn it before, because at the end of the day, like, clothing is can be looked at as superficial, but it's actually it's a superpower if you know how to use it right. So I would love to expand my styling business more here in Denver and just be able to style more people and make people feel good through wardrobe.
Yeah.
Dope.
And I saw one of your links in Fat Shoe Clothing. Is that your merch and your
Yes.
designs?
Yep, my fashion brand I started in 2012. Infatuclothing.com is the website. Um, we go by Infatu, and that is the definition of how I kind of explained my love for fashion. I was obsessed and just very passionate about it, and so it's that passion has drove me 13 years in, and still to this day just as passionate. But it's also a lifestyle brand where other people could, we do style and dress a lot of people for some of their most special days of their lives. And so it's cool because, whether it's a rapper or an actor or a mom or an entrepreneur creating a new business deal, like, they come to us to style them or make them clothing for some of their most special days. And so it just aligns with what infatu means, to be passionate and very passionate about what you do.
Nice.
That is awesome. I might
I
need to.
love the designs.
I
Personally, that Nuggets jacket is super fresh.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, I want to give a shout out too while we're talking about fashion, not necessarily fashion, but I got a tailor down on Colfax in Raleigh, AJ's. She's absolutely amazing. It's the smallest little place, but like when I need like a patch on my jacket, yeah, I just got a couple of patches I want to put on my jacket because you know maybe you appreciate this, Fresh Sam, because I feel like Denver's a little bit too casual, and sometimes I feel a little bit guilty, like being at Costco in my sweats. And now there's nothing wrong with that, but I want to elevate a little bit. Or if I'm, at my kid's sporting event, there's my daughter played basketball, and so you have kind of this walk in front of the bleachers up to the stands.
Oh yeah,
You,
yeah.
you
Everyone in
kind of want to
town's
look,
gonna see you there.
yeah, you kind of want to let the other parents know a little bit.
Yep.
You
Gotta
know,
let them know.
Yeah.
you
I mean, Ryan, you do well with the high fashion Western wear, I feel.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you about that, Sam. That there is kind of like the Western look actually is really hot right now. It's kind of interesting that you see like a lot of the real camo is like kind of fashionable and stuff. How much of do you think Denver kind of played a hand in bringing some of that country Western style to the forefront of fashion?
When I would be curious to know 100% of that, like if there is any data that actually shows Colorado was that brand or city that did that. I think it may have some influence. And then you look at like Pharrell's latest collection for Louis Vuitton, and I don't know where he pulled that inspiration from, but I think it's really cool to see this Western influence happen right now in fashion. I'm actually getting ready to do a really cool collaboration inspired by streetwear and Western wear. And it'll be held in Cherry Creek soon. May 1st actually is the grand opening. But I love to, I'm actually about to study that for this collaboration. So it's interesting you bring that up.
Yeah. That's one thing I've been looking for a lot is that merge is streetwear and Western wear. And this cap I'm wearing right here is from this company called The Natives. I think they're based in South Dakota, but they're doing that. They're doing super fresh streetwear, but it's more like indigenous, but definitely Western in its style. But like that kind of like mashup is super cool. It looks really good. You
It
know,
is. Do you guys know who what's his name? Chris Christmas is?
no.
No.
Chris Christmas, shout out to him. He's an OG here in Colorado. He actually made the I don't know if it's the whole Colorado flag or just the design of the sea, but I believe he had a lot to do with the Colorado flag and its origin. He's a fashion designer, but he specializes in combining streetwear with Native American influence. He Some of his ancestors were some of the first black cowboys to ever walk Colorado, he was telling me. So I think it's really cool to see that mixture, and I don't see it enough, and I would love to see it more. I think it's, telling a story and allowing people of many cultures to, highlight that and shine that their culture on their in their wardrobe choices.
Yeah. The one thing I love about well-designed clothing too is because it supports designers. It supports the creative process. There's a little bit of like self-disgust I had, which is just like kind of the whole fast fashion movement in general, which is like, oh, you buy six blank white shirts for $6. It just feels like, man, am I just creating waste? Whereas like you buy like a crafted jacket or something that you put some love into, like, man, you treat that different, you wear it different, you hang it different, like the whole process feels like it's more of a contributive more than a diminutive kind of process. And so that's something that I started taking really seriously, which is like, hey man, if I'm going to buy like a 2-piece jumper for Sundays, like I'm going to go find somebody who's putting love and care into that, spend a little bit extra money, because ultimately, like the benefit is all over the place.
Absolutely. Yeah. That is a real big issue we're seeing right now. And once I learned about the sustainability factor of what I do, it drove me even more, to do reconstruction and deconstruction or vice versa, because the fast fashion has ruined the fashion industry in so many ways, but waste is one of them. And, even the planet, right? Like every day we're seeing, um, yeah, the planet be ruined. I don't know if you've ever seen that aerial view of Chile, but you could see all the way up, like I don't know how many miles up in the air. If you look down, you can see the pile of fast fashion waste that's predominantly from America. And so, yeah, it really is a problem. And that's why I like to work with local seamstresses and people who can, that we do put a lot of love and care and time into what we do. And it may be more expensive, but you'll feel the difference when you wear it.
Yeah, 100%. All right, so did you go to high school in Denver?
Yeah, I grew up in Thornton, Colorado, or Brighton, Colorado. I went to high school at Horizon High School, if you guys are familiar.
Shout out to Horizon. Heck yeah, I went to South.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. That's great. Let's just talk about Denver broadly. What are some of your favorite things to do, favorite places to go when you're in Denver?
Yeah, no, this is actually a cool collaboration I'm in the midst of. I think one of my favorite places to go currently in Colorado is Meow Wolf, and I'm getting ready to do my first install in Meow Wolf. May 21st will be the grand opening. But I think Meow Wolf brought a lot of innovation, a lot of I don't know of anything like Meow Wolf that exists in Colorado. So I really, really love going to Meow Wolf and like just getting some inspiration. I love hiking. I really take advantage. LA was a lot of like hustle and bustle and city and it's the concrete jungle. And so when I'm in Denver, I love to be immersed in nature and go on hikes, go to the hot springs, go to the lakes, kayak. Like I'm a real nature girl as much as I can be when I'm here.
Colorado girl. I mean,
at heart, right?
Yeah.
It's in us.
How about favorite restaurants?
Ooh, La Loma. La Loma has one of my favorite outside of my parents. La Loma has my favorite green chili in Colorado.
They have a good green chili. They also have that awesome tortilla machine.
Yes, the only place you could get homemade tortillas.
Unbelievable. Wow. I know when they used to be up by me, I'm over, kind of north side. And of course they were right there, like where 26 turns into Zuni. So when they left, I was just like, no.
Yeah, that was like convenient.
That was the best spot ever. Oh, how it overlooks Denver right there,
Yes. I actually was put onto them after they moved, but I love their new location too. It's a vibe.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. And I remember that was one of the spots during COVID. You remember if you had like a short list, you're like, okay, these 6 places we have to go because they cannot die. So we would go to La Loma like once a month because we're like, this place has to make it. So I remember being in like one of those outdoor bubbles with the mask on that you could take off when you stand up, and it was all confusing.
Right.
And just being like, extra tortillas, please. Just keep them coming.
Yes. And they're still here. So shout out you.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Love that.
You guys got any other questions?
No, I just want to make sure that we get all the right links and accounts for Sam here so that we could post them in the description. Everybody can go follow. I know Instagram is just It's Fresh Sam, but Sam, where else can people find you? Where can they find out about those activations that you have coming up? Where should they go?
Yeah, check Infatu will be, or Infatu. Infatu has an Instagram at Infatu, INFATUE, and then we'll make sure to post the grand opening party on Infatu and It's Fresh Sam's Instagrams. You could also check out our website, infatuclothing.com, and then my personal website is itsfreshsam.com.
Awesome.
Amazing. Fresh Sam, this has been absolutely amazing. Anything you have to promote or any events you have coming up, let us know. We've got probably 13,000 folks between the podcast and the socials and the email newsletter that goes out. We're absolutely ecstatic about promoting your events. This podcast is about culture events in Denver, and we're 100% supporting what you're doing. It just seems so cool.
Well, thank you. I would love to have you guys out at the grand opening on May 21st if you guys are available. Maybe even do a pop-up podcast on site or something cool like that. So, no, I really love your guys' podcast. It's very necessary, and grateful to be here.
For
100%.
Sure.
All right.
I might have to book a consultation for some of the shows I have coming up. So I might
please do.
I'm gonna reach out, and then maybe we could meet back again on the podcast and talk about our experience.
Okay, that would be amazing. Then we'll show a before and after and all the
Yeah,
things.
yeah. All right,
Or,
cool.
how you feel. That's the most important thing is how you feel. So
All
that
right,
would be
cool.
awesome though. Yeah, book me. Let's get it.
All right, sounds good, Sam. Thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. You guys have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you guys soon.
All
Too.
right.
See ya.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Super cool.
Nice.
Man, I tell you what, looking up Chris Christmas too. This guy looks awesome.
Yeah, I was looking up Chris Christmas as Sam was talking about him, and I was like, Ryan's gonna love this guy. Yeah.
I know. This is another guy that I got to be cool with. Be like, hey man, I love everything that's happening right here. How do I sign up?
The Infatu stuff is really great as well.
Yeah, I know. You saw that Nuggets jacket, dude.
Where's the Nuggets jacket?
It's kind of right at the top.
Just
Yeah,
some cool,
this is really cool.
Oh
really cool.
yeah.
Shout out to Susan for making that happen. That was really cool talking to Fresh Sam. I love it. We'll definitely figure out something to do. I mean, if if I could have a stylist, dude, I would eat that up. I would love that.
I know. I feel like
I would love not having to think about what I'm putting on.
Mm-hmm.
Like just someone else think about it for me.
Yeah, and then you just got the freshest stuff ready for you.
Yeah, that'd be so nice.
I think it would be cool for like one of these shows that I'm putting on or something to have like a fresh kit, assembled for it. And it seems like the stuff that Fresh Sam is doing is right in line. So I don't know. Maybe we could figure something out. We'll try it. I might need a ramen judging fit that's
There-
stylish yet functional.
Mhm.
Yeah. You know what I would pay for? Like, honestly, it's almost like a brand guide. Like if you had a fashion guide, if I went to her and was like, look, I want to be Navajo Bruce Wayne, like that's my look. And then she could piece it together. Like, so it'd be like, okay, these are the colors. This is the kind of what you want to do with jackets. This is what you want to do with undershirts. These are the shoes you need. And then you just have kind of a plot, because like for dudes, like it's like we need like what, 6, 7 like key things to a look, and then you can mix and match.
Yeah. She
I
might
would totally pay
refer
for
you
that.
if you went for that. She might refer you out to Chris Christmas though, because I think he is Navajo Bruce Wayne.
He definitely is. Well, he's a black cowboy too, which is, I mean, of all the genres of cool,
Yeah, that's
black cowboy's
way up
got to
there.
be number one.
Definitely.
It's up there, man.
It's up there, man. It's up there pretty high. Yeah. Plus the way he's rocking it, dude, amazing. All right, we got to do another giveaway. Are we doing a giveaway this week?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yep. We
This
have,
is the final one for
last
the
giveaway.
events. Right? Yep.
and I will tell you that this wheel of names is stacked. I mean, I wish you guys could see the wheel. Let me. You know what? I could stream on Zoom and I could stream on the actual show as well. If you just give me the sharing juice, Ryan, that way you guys
There you
can
go.
see how stacked this wheel of names is.
Each name's like a centimeter sliver.
Oh, it's even less than that. I mean,
Whoa. Okay.
you can see it.
Did you already spin it?
I have not spun this yet. I did a test earlier on my laptop and everything went fine. So here
All
we
right.
go. We
Spin it.
got, just so everyone knows, over 1,000 comments. I went through, did some filtering for people who, did things properly and stuff. Looks like we're getting close to about 400 people on this list right here. And let's just give it a spin. I mean,
Let's do it. What a fun promotion too. This has been great. Shout out to the Denver Ramen Festival. Like, we've generated just from Troy's clips over 100,000 impression, thousands of engagement, thousands of shares, thousands of bookmarks. It's been absolutely incredible and super fun to do. And largely, I would say 95% has been all positive and just really encouraging and exciting. So I'm stoked for this event this weekend.
we need it.
Excited to keep it going for the next events too. I mean, we got the Denver Brunch Fest coming up and several other ones. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I gave us some extra spin time here for us to get nice and excited. So
Nice.
the
Go.
final winner of the
Drum
Denver
roll.
Ramen Fest. Let's see.
It's like Cheshire Cat eyes.
Yeah.
I think it's like hypnotizing.
Who is it gonna be? Oh.
Is the arrow even small enough to land? Shelby is spicy.
Shelby is spicy. What a great winner. I mean, Shelby is spicy. I hope she can handle the heat because she's going to the Denver Ramen Fest.
We'll see how spicy Shelby is. Let's go.
I will. So Troy gave us the not like the official usernames for their TikTok names here, but it gave us like their assigned names that they chose. So I can help if you have any trouble finding Shelby on there.
I can find it probably.
I have the list right here, and I could tell you what her comment was. Shelby.
I'll hit her up and let her know.
Shelby is spicy tagged at Bridget. So Shelby and Bridget, you guys are going. Just make sure you respond soon because the Denver Ramen Festival is this Saturday. And I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Shout out.
Me too. I believe I've got tickets, don't I? Or
are you in there? Are you coming? Because we got our press passes, or we got
I'm not sure.
our press tickets if you want to come.
All right, I got to double check for sure.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk after to see what we want to do with this. But I'm ready to. I'm gonna be producing some content at the festival. I got some other homies who want to purchase some tickets. They're going to be coming. So we got a big group that's going to be going around testing and searching for the best fusion ramen item. It's my assigned category.
So exciting, man.
Yep. Shout out to Drink Denver, and the Denver Ramen Festival has been a super fun engagement. And man, shout out to everyone who commented, shared, all of that, because we had some really great engagement and a ton of great new followers as a result of this. So everybody who won, congratulations. We will see you there. We're going to be judging through session number 1 on Saturday. So there's 2 sessions. And also, I was just looking, session 1 is actually sold out for GA. So it seems like everyone's getting in there early. Still early entry and VIP options available for session 1, and then everything is available for session 2. So last year they sold out. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens again this year. So if you want to go, grab those tickies.
I just messaged Shelby is spicy, so her and Bridget, if you see this, get back to us. We're going to get those tickets to you.
Oh yeah. Awesome.
So cool. Should we do highlights from the week before we get out of here?
Yeah. I got a highlight. My highlight, and I was actually, listen, this is not any sort of I don't want this to be looked at as unfair, I just was doing some proper research, getting my judging game up, but I had a great bowl of ramen at Mecca, new restaurant in Rhino.
Nice.
And I'm not sure if Mecca is actually participating in the Denver Ramen Fest. I would not be surprised. It seems like just the right place for it. But the Mecca Noodle Bar, super impressed with their ramen. I had this spicy tonkatsu ramen classic, and they had a bunch of other really good stuff there. So super cool new restaurant. The vibe in there is great. Really cool atmosphere, great service. So that was my highlight from last week. And, I had to get out there and get the ramen taste buds acclimated for the big day on Saturday.
Set the primer.
Yes. What about you, Troy? You got a highlight?
Yeah, highlight from last weekend. I just spent a lot of time working on personal projects that I'm doing right now. Building a website for like personal portfolio of stuff I've worked on, and spent a lot of time coding and learning about CSS and index and HTML, all that fun stuff. So
Nice.
yeah, it's I mean, I really know nothing about coding, but ChatGPT knows a lot. So
Yeah,
yeah, it makes coding a lot easier. But yeah,
definitely.
that my highlight, just putting in some solid work on personal projects that I've got going on.
Sweet.
Nice, man. Yeah, 'tis the season for vibe coding. Best thing ever. So
Mhm.
fun.
It is. Is that the official term, vibe coding? Is that what it is?
I think that's the term.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple of tools. It's like Lovable, Bolt. Um, Same kind of idea though, that you can just like prompt to code. So
Mhm.
fun. It's like I burned through my monthly like credits already because you just feel like I'm just one prompt away from getting this perfect.
Yeah. It's what is it they say? They're saying that English will be the #1 coding language
Yeah,
Oh,
soon. It's pretty crazy.
yeah.
wow.
Super exciting. Vibe coding, like I said, that was my highlight. I really enjoyed that. You know, the one thing is too with the AI stuff, there's kind of a feeling of like it's all happening without me. I don't know what's going on. You know, but going to this meetup and speaking to all these other developers and just creatives and entrepreneurs and stuff, everyone's in the same place of just like, dude, what can we do? What can we do with this stuff? You
Mhm.
know? And so that kind of like attitude is super contagious. You're just like, oh man, I don't know. I think I told you guys about my the app I made. Did I tell you about this?
No.
No?
It was like a okay, so I've been tracking my macros. I'm still, working my New Year's resolution. I got a long way to go as far as like my weight loss goals, but I am tracking my macros and calories on a daily basis with all my meals. So I wanted to do a companion app for that. That with the push of a button, it'll give me a little inspiration, a little like pithy quote or like a mindful quote, you know.
Nice.
So it'd say something like, food is delicious. Take it easy and eat one bite at a time, or something like that. I don't know, something ridiculous. And I was like, oh man, this is great. This actually helps. And I used it for a little bit, but then I realized what I needed to do was add some like fat shaming and insults in there. Every like third or fourth, like I want to hit it and just see something just like a terrible insult, because honestly, that's probably going to be more motivating to me.
Yeah.
So I've been working on that, and the problem is that like Lovable, which is the platform that I've been using, it's got these safeguards that are like, well, we can't do mean things. And so you have to like talk to it. You're like, no, get it. This is actually supposed to be ironic and funny and inspirational. So it's not actually intended to be mean. It's intended rather to be funny. And it's like, oh, I get it, blah, blah, blah. And so then it like instilled it, but it has all these parameters. So with the prompting, what you're trying to do is like get around some of the like safeguards so it could like really be mean, it's kind of how I want it. And then develop the UI as you're going. So as it is, it's a standalone app that works right now. So it's so fun. You just put in the prompts and then boom, it just writes all the code out, and then you can deploy it to your own domain or whatever.
That's cool.
So yeah, vibe coding. It's so fun.
Nice.
Sweet. Yeah. Great way to
Cool.
spend the weekend, vibe coding.
Awesome.
All right, that's a wrap. Thanks to everybody for listening to the show. If you haven't yet, please go to realgooddenver.com and sign up for the newsletter. We've had hundreds of subscribers in the last couple of weeks, so we're really welcome to those folks. Welcome to the ride. Shout out to Fresh Sam. This was a super cool interview. Really stoked to get to know her a little bit.
Mhm.
And for anybody else, if you guys are working on a project, you're working on an event, reach out to us. We're here to help promote awesome stuff to do in Denver for awesome people that are doing cool things. So reach out to us. Let's see how we can work together to help promote your event. And to that note, shout out to Denver Ramen Festival. What a fun promotion the last month. And I'm looking forward to more of the same.
Absolutely. Same here.
Absolutely. Great episode, guys.
All right. Later, guys.